Hello and welcome to video 3 of our series on data management in Excel. This is Taylor Spoon, and in this video I'm going to guide you through the process of making pivot tables to explore your data. This video was produced as part of the EvalFest project with funding from the National Science Foundation's AZEL program. A quick note before we start, I am working in a Mac version of Excel and it may look slightly different for PC users. I will note differences between the look and function of the two versions throughout the video as they appear. So let's get started. So to start, you want to make sure you are working in your clean all data sheet. And this will ensure we are starting with your largest data set. So now we're going to highlight the entire data sheet, like we've done several times before, by selecting the triangle in between row 1 and column A. Then you want to select the Insert tab. And on the far left-hand side of the option menu, you will see a Pivot Table option. Select it, and this pop-up window will appear. Just ignore everything and select OK. And this will create a new sheet where you're going to build your pivot table. So this pivot table builder will pop up as soon as the new sheet is created, and this is what you'll use to drag your variables into various places in your pivot table. So I'm going to use variables from a festival attendee survey as an example, but feel free to play around with your own variables while watching along. Now this could be yes/no data, this could be demographic data, it could even be Likert scale data. So we're going to begin by dragging the rate question down into the top right box labeled columns. So I'm going to go down, scroll down until I get to rating. I'm going to drag this over to the columns box. Now the second thing I'm going to do is pick up the rating question again and drag it to the values box. So we've got rating in columns and values. And lastly, we're going to drag festival down to the rows. Now your pivot table should be populated with numbered counts, and it's showing all the festivals within our data set. This data was used from spring 2017, so that's why only half of the festivals are showing. So now we're going to convert your pivot table from counts to percent of total. So to show the percents of total instead of numbered counts, you're going to click on anywhere inside your pivot table. And these two options will appear at the top, these two menu options, Pivot Table Analyze and Design. You want to select Pivot Table Analyze. And once you've selected Pivot Table Analyze, you will look for the option labeled Field Settings. This may look a little different if you're on a PC, but it is still labeled Field Settings. So you want to select that, and this Pivot Table field window will appear. Now currently Summarize By is selected. You want to select Show Data As. Now once you select Show Data As, you will go to where Normal is selected on this options pane. And you will select Percent of Row. Everything else you want to leave, press OK, and now percentages will appear. You want to ignore the blanks at the bottom and at the top. This is a way that QuickTap divides up blanks and it comes out kind of funky on Excel. But other than that, you will look across each row, and each festival will appear with their percentages for how many selected excellent versus fair versus good, and so on. This is easier to simplify than a frequency count, and it makes the data a little bit easier to understand when you first look at it and to report. So this concludes our third video in our Excel data management series. This is Taylor signing off. Have fun and good luck.